Let's stop calling them keywords. That word is a bit misleading. In IELTS, a keyword is not an important word. It's a search word. It's the word that lets you find the answer faster, even when IELTS changes the wording. In this video, I'll show you exactly what keywords really are, the 4 types you should look for, and I'll show you how to pick them with real IELTS examples so you stop underlining random words. Let's start. In a general sense, a keyword is a word or a phrase that carries the meaning of a sentence. These are mostly content words, not grammar words. However, in the context of IELTS listening and reading, a keyword is a word or a short phrase that helps you find the answer fast by matching one of 3 things: meaning with synonyms and paraphrases, grammar, the same idea in a different form, noun to verb or verb to noun, adjective to noun, noun to adjective, and signals, names, numbers, times, dates, places. But sometimes you match meaning, sometimes grammar, sometimes signals, and sometimes all 3. Now, here's a big warning. Keywords are usually not the fancy words. They're the searchable words, the ones that actually help you locate the answer. So let's see what the 4 types of keywords are. Anchor words are the easiest because they're hard to change. They anchor you to one exact point in a text. Think names like Albert Einstein, Canada, Tesla. Numbers 15%, 1998. 3. Time in the 1990s, last year at 6:30, or place on Main Street in a village. Here's my advice. If you see an anchor, whether it is in the questions or in the text, you circle it. Why? Because it helps you locate the area fast. For example, what time does the museum open? Your keywords here are museum and open. And if there is a day or a number, circle that one too, because that is your anchor. Idea keywords are where IELTS plays the game, because the idea stays the same, but the wording changes. So an idea keyword is the core meaning. For example, reduce traffic congestion might appear as cut traffic jams. Different words, same meaning. That's why idea keywords matter. Limiter keywords make the answer specific. They narrow it down. Words like only, mainly, first, most, compared to. These words change the target. For example, what is the main reason? That word main tells you. Don't pick a random reason. Pick the number 1 reason. These keywords don't help you find the location. They tell you what kind of answer you need. Words like why, purpose, advantage, problem, result, example, attitude. For example, why did the company move? Here, you're not looking for a place. You're looking for a reason. Why? A cause, an explanation. That's the instruction. So remember this. Anchor keywords tell you where to look. Idea keywords, what it means. Limiter keywords, which one exactly. Instruction keywords, what kind of answer you need. Now, let's see what words are not keywords. First mistake, not every long word is a keyword. Long doesn't mean useful. Sometimes the long word is just decoration. And the second mistake is don't pick words that appear everywhere. Words like people, things, important, many. These words don't locate anything. They're too general. They're noise. They're not keywords. Now let's put whatever we learned in action. We'll look at some IELTS questions and find the keywords in them. How does Claire feel about the students in her year 12 science class? I'm underlining Claire, feel, and year 12. That's it. Here, Feel is the instruction. You're listening for an attitude. Now look at the choices. A, worried that they're not making progress. I underline worried and not making progress. B, challenged by their poor behavior in class. Underlined poor behavior. C, frustrated at their lack of interest in the subject. Underline frustrated and lack of interest. Next question. How does Jake react to Claire's suggestion about an experiment based on children's diet? We underline Jake and underline react. Also underline children's diet. Now look at the choices. A, he's concerned that the results might not be meaningful. Underline concerned and not meaningful. And B is he feels some of the data might be difficult to obtain. I underline data and difficult to obtain. C, he suspects that the conclusions might be upsetting. I underline conclusions and upsetting. Good. Now I know what to listen for. Meaningful, hard to get data, upsetting conclusions. Next question. What problem do they agree may be involved in an experiment involving animals? I underline problem, animals, and now let's look at the choices. Any results may not apply to humans. Underline apply to humans. It may be complicated to get permission. We underline complicated and permission. C, students may not be happy about animal experiments. We underline students not happy in animal experiments. That's it. The questions we just used come from IELTS Listening. Now let's take a quick look at some reading yes, no, not given questions. In yes, no, not given questions, I still do the same thing. I underline 3 to 4 searchable words or phrases, preferably not more. But if the sentence is really long and there are extra searchable words, I might underline one more. People had expected Andy Murray to become the world's top tennis player for at least 5 years before 2016. I underline expected, top tennis player, and 5 years and 2016. That's enough. The change that Andy Murray made to his rackets attracted a lot of attention. I underline change, I underline rackets, and underline attention. Notice I did not underline a lot of. I think it's useless. I'm looking for words which I can actually search inside the text. The next statement says, most of the world's top players take a professional racket stringer on tour with them. I underline most, top players, and stringer. That word most is very important here. If the passage says some or many or a few, these statements will not be true. So that's the skill. 2 to 4 keywords or key phrases max, not 10. Why? Because the keywords are not important words. Keywords are the search words. They help you find the answer fast. If you remember one thing, remember this. 2 is okay, 3 is ideal, 4 is the maximum. One anchor, if you have it, one idea word, one limiter or instruction word. Because the moment you underline 8 words in a question, you're not searching anymore, you're just drowning in words. All right, there you learned how keywords work. Subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you find value in this video. Also, tell me in the comments which parts of IELTS listening and reading are challenging for you, so I can make my future videos about them. I wish you good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.